All right, so let me start with I was up last night watching some YouTube videos on like manifestation, the law of attraction, and all those good things. And I scroll down and I come across a video say the law of assumption. And I said, the law of assumption. What is that? Like assumption? I mean, I know I have this quote that I used to say, or I still say sometimes, never assume without knowing, right? And so then I kind of like put knowing versus believing in there and then went down this whole rabbit hole of epiphanies and ideals. But anyway, so let's talk about assumption, right? So a lot of times in life, we all assume things about things. We have no clue, no idea, especially from a show I was on, A Bachelorette. You know, we assume that this person is dating that person, this person is with that person, or, you know, whatever. Like, we always assume, and if someone didn't pick up or text back, we assume, right? So what I realized is that 9 times out of 10, an assumption comes from the space of fear, uncertainty, protecting yourself. So usually when we assume something, it's kind of because, I would say 9 times out of 10, is because we're fearing something. It could be rejection. It could be someone ghosting us. It can be trying to protect ourselves, right? So we want to assume that, Marissa, what up? We want to assume that something is something to protect ourselves. So anyway, most times when we're assuming things, it's usually negative, right? You know, if you're dating someone, you might think, oh, this person's not going to call. We assume that this person's not going to call us back. And the reason they didn't call us back, Gene, I will say this, the reason they're not going to call us back is because they're ignoring us or they're doing something that goes against what we believe, right? We're just making all these assumptions up, right? So I realized, like, damn, the law of assumption. So what if everything we assume, right, about life, people, others, technology, whatever, is always positive, right? The law of attraction describes that you have to increase your vibration, right? You got to increase your frequency to attract things on that frequency, right? So you got to increase your vibration to attract things on that vibration to manifest your desires and your dreams, right? The law of assumption is more like, it's just like consciousness, right? Wherever you are in life, right? You might not have to do much to assume something. You can just assume like this person don't like me, this person, whatever, right? It's usually negative. How about we assume the positive? So instead of saying like, oh man, I'm not going to get the job, I'm not going to get the gig. How about we assume like, you know what? I'm going to get it. And my assumption is that it's going to work. We're going to get it. It's going to happen, right? Because what that does is it allows you to create this energy, right? This vortex, this vibration in the universe. Even though you don't know the true answer, you're believing something, you're assuming something that's going to be good for the result of that thing, right? So if I say, man, I got a callback audition, right? For Old Spice. Boom, callback, let's go. So usually when you're on a callback, it's tense, right? Because you got the client in there, which is the director and the company. They're watching you perform. So if you don't do right, you automatically assume you didn't get it. But say you didn't do right and you assume you got it. And then what if you get it? You see what I'm saying? So how about we change our focus and our thinking and our mental on the law of assumption is when we're assuming things to make the thing we're assuming better instead of negative, right? So I think if you can take this information, add it to your life some way, somehow, it'll make things make sense, right? Because it's so easy to assume the negative, something bad is going to happen. This person is not going to like me. I'm not going to get the contract. I'm not going to sign a deal. They don't want me. Like so look, we're creating this assumption, the law of assumption, right? Because we're assuming, right? And then what if it's true? Then you'd be like, I knew it. Well, because you assumed it and you believed it, and so it happened. What if you did the opposite? I said, yo, I'm about to book this flight. I'm gonna go sign with for agency. I'm gonna go to LA. I'm gonna kill it. Because basically what you gotta understand is that the power of the mind and the power of energy you put out in the universe, allows things to orchestrate in your aura layer for things to happen. Now, of course, you got to put in work, right? Because the law of attraction, if the last few words of attraction is action. You know what I'm saying? You got to take some type of action. But if you stimulate the mental and say, you know what? I'm going to assume the best. I'm going to always think something good is going to happen. I'm going to always believe that something great can come from this. So if I 9 times out of 10 stay on that frequency, things start rolling in, right? Things just start rocking and rolling. So here's it out, right? I'm going to transition this information into when I was young, when I was a kid, or just as growing up as a young man. So there were times in my life, for one, I'm a giver. I love to give. I always say, the more we give, the better we live. But at times, I would have friends to say like, man, E, you're always giving. You're over giver. You're always giving. What about you? And I would say, I'm going to be good no matter what. And a friend be like, but how? I was like, I just know I'm going to be good. It's like, but how are you going to be good? Like, you're giving everything you got. What do you have for you? I was like, man, I'm going to be good. Trust me. And it's so odd because in that moment, I didn't know what I was saying, but I knew what I was saying. And so as time went on, I was always good, right? Because I knew, I didn't believe I was going to be good. I knew I was going to be good, right? So it doesn't matter how I knew I was going to be good. It was a feeling. I felt it. So my law of assumption in that moment was I knew, I didn't believe. I knew I was going to be good. So that allowed me, I got to stop saying so as well. That allowed me to really believe that whatever we put our mind to, whatever we say, it will come true, right? But the question is, what are we constantly thinking about? What are we consistently saying to ourselves and others, right? So the power of knowing versus believing is when you believe something, you can believe a lie, right? Someone can tell you something that's true from your perspective, but it also can be a lie. So that belief, like, I believe I'm going to make it. That's good. But when you say, I know I'm going to make it, there's more certainty in the knowing, right? Versus the belief. The belief is like, maybe. But when you know, man, I know I'm going to make it. I know I'm going to figure this out. I know I'm going to be this. I know the energy and frequency that comes with knowing versus believing it outweighs, right? So we have to start realizing, it's getting hot. I need to open up some windows in here. We have to start realizing that believing in something is phenomenal, because when you believe in something, it allows you to take action to get something, right? But when you know something, it's not that you don't take action. You just know when to take action. That's the difference, right? Like if I'm helping someone, I don't believe I'm going to help them and help them figure it out. I know I'm going to help them figure it out. How? It don't even matter how. I just know. So that knowing gives me faith. That knowing gives me confidence. That knowing gives me strength. That knowing gives me courage. That knowing gives me certainty that no matter what, I know. So it can be a little arrogant at times. Like, I just know what I know. I know what I know, right? But you know what I mean. When you know, like when you see someone, it's like, man, I know it's something about this person. Like, I know it. You feel it. It's a feeling that comes with that. So yeah, knowing versus believing, the law of assumption. I always say, stop assuming what you don't know, or never assume without knowing. But sometimes when you assume, you get to know. But what up? What up? Talk to me. Somebody want to go live? I got the time now. It took me 15 minutes to explain that. I was so excited like a kid at the candy store. I had to get it off my chest. Oh, there she is.
What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm phenomenal. Good to see you.
You too.
How was your day?
Uh, today was long.
That's honest.
It was
I get it.
long. I felt it.
Why so long? Just so much going on? Busy?
Busy, and it was just one of those days you didn't feel like doing much, Your schedule's like going super
Yeah.
fast, and you're like, I'm not with it today.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was telling my followers on my coaching page that after I finished working out today, I didn't want to run. I had to run like 2 miles. And I was like, I don't feel like it. But then I
Feel
was
that.
encouraging them to say, like, look, in life, we got to show up some days when we don't want to show up. And usually when we show up, the best things happen. I feel like when I get invited to events or get to go out when I really don't want to go out, something amazing happens. It's weird. I don't know why. I don't know what you call that. That realm or
Synchronicity.
yeah, like serendipity. I don't know. It's amazing. But no, I wanted to get you on here because I wanted to talk about trauma, right?
Oh boy, we're going in.
And anxiety and like what got you into that? Because you had a post, I believe it was yesterday,
Uh-huh.
about I think I posted and I commented on it, and it's about when you're really aware of yourself, you know how you receive love and give love. And
Yeah.
so I've been really, really harping the way I receive love, right? And receive in general.
Uh-huh.
Like it's such a big challenge, right? And so I'm taking I'm on Mind Valley and I'm taking Ken Honda's Happy Money course, right?
Okay.
And so he does this exercise and he has you close your eyes and you visualize money sitting at the table across from you, and it says what attributes or qualities come up. And so I have my eyes closed, I'm like, money is across the table from me. It's smiling, but it's like shy. He's like, whatever you describe it, that's you. So I realized when it comes to like people giving me things, I'm shy, right?
Yeah.
I'm shy, but like when I'm in control and I'm giving it, I'm like, yeah, I just want to give, right? I want to give the love. I want to be the love. But when someone's trying to, I'm like, yeah, I guess.
So why is that? Do you feel like receiving is like taking?
Well, I think mine is from like when I was younger, my abandonment issues,
I feel that.
emotionally abandonment.
Yeah.
And so over the years, I've been working on receiving, right? And so I got over the phase of like, okay, yeah, because in my position, I get people to send me free gear, free products all the time, right? But I think now is a challenge when I don't know how to receive, when since someone's close to me, right? If someone's trying to do something, or I don't know how to ask for something I think or know I need or want. If that makes sense.
Totally.
There's a block.
Receive.
There's a block. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why? And like, I'm so aware. I'm like, why am I doing that? Like, why do I feel like this? It could be a family member.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why does this feel like this? So today I had a family member, send me something, and it felt good, but it was me actually going through the phase of asking for what I wanted and needed. And but when I got what I wanted, I still felt like, why does it feel like this? This shouldn't feel this way. And it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And maybe it should feel uncomfortable because it's like I'm getting comfortable with the uncomfortability of receiving from something I asked for, right?
Okay, so let me ask you like a real question. Are you
Yeah.
ready? Can we go there?
Of course.
So what didn't you receive as a kid?
Love.
Didn't.
Yeah, didn't.
Yeah. Just one word.
Well,
Just
I didn't feel I did. I didn't feel I received it. Maybe I did receive it, but not the way I thought I should receive it.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
always was running from it, right? That was always in my struggles, but I knew how to give it. So everything I wanted, I became for everybody else. So then everybody comes to me to get whatever they need, but I don't feel like.
And then how do you feel after that?
I don't feel comfortable or confident going to someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I got this side. How do I really get this side? So I'm working on massaging that area of just asking, right? Being confident in asking for what I want and just letting it be. Because it is uncomfortable.
Does it like feel like it's related to trust?
To what?
To trust?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Because here's it is. The story that's related to that wound is when I did ask for something, I got rejected. So it set me on a path of, I'm not asking no more. I'm going to just go do everything on my own. Which I know that's not healthy because there's no balance in that.
Well, you're like, I'm not going to get rejected anymore. We're not
Right.
going to do that.
Yes.
We know how that goes.
Right. So it's like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm just gonna control what I can control. I can't control what you're gonna tell me, but I can control what I can do and what I can't do. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's these last like week and a half, I really been like just over little things. It could be small. Like it could be someone like, you want a water? And I'm like, I might pause and I'm like, nah, I'm cool. And I'm like, just say yes. Like it's water, bro. Like, and I've done this in
Yeah.
the past and I've gotten
Yeah.
better and I have days when I'm really good at receiving and I have days where I'm like not good at receiving.
What do you
So it's
think
like,
is like the difference from each day?
I think it depends on what I got going on, what's in my mind, how I'm feeling,
Mm-hmm.
who it is, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If it's something that's normal or natural, like, yeah, of course, like someone's opened the door for me, like, oh, thank you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But when someone goes out their way and asks me if I want something, usually the first answer is no, that comes up.
Just like default, huh?
Yeah, like, no, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I'm
Even
always
even if,
good.
even if I am good, it's still okay to say, no, you know what? I'll,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Yeah. I feel like for me, it's hard to receive because I feel like I'm too much. Like, oh my God, I'm asking for too much. You know,
Uh,
it's like that.
uh,
Um, yeah, it's like the enoughness, right? You're this
yeah.
feeling of like, oh my God, that's too much. And I don't feel like I'm enough. So you're in that
Uh,
weird like
uh,
conflict of that. So that's
yeah.
why I struggle with receiving.
Yeah. And it's tough because it's like, I know because I've done so much work and continue to do work on myself. Like, it's so simple, but I know it's trauma attached to that feeling. And so now I'm in a
Mm,
space where I'm going to do like little things like I did this morning. I'm just going to ask for like, hey, you think you can, and just see how I feel about it. Like
yeah,
stuff I
yeah,
normally wouldn't ask people to do or for, and
yeah,
just see what happens. Now, when it comes to business and things, like, yeah,
yeah,
but this is more like, uh, um, or I will always go out my way to make somebody else feel comfortable or be convenient for their
hmm,
life.
yeah,
I won't do the other way around. Like, no, it's fine. I'll come there, or I'll drive there, or
yeah,
like over
yeah.
giving myself.
That overextension.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I realize in relationships or just in past situations, what happens is I'm cutting off the middle part of a relationship where there's like, if there's a seesaw, I'm
hmm,
all the way on this side.
uh-huh,
So
yeah,
the person is like, damn, man, like I want to kind of be up too. And so what I realize is that I have to learn how to just see what people want to give.
hmm.
Because sometimes I can overgive and be in the way of the whole situation.
Isn't that the truth? Because
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
like, I think about relationships as like a dance, right? It's like who leans in and who leans out. And like when someone leans in, can the other person lean in or not, right? And normally that person who has the abandonment wound is gonna lean in way too far, and the other person is like, there isn't even space for me. You know, like you've just now gone and taken all of the space, so I'm out.
Yeah, and I've done that, and it's like, God, stop doing that. What are you doing, bro? Like, relax. Because you don't even see what a person has to offer if you're always giving something,
Right.
right?
And you don't even see the other person. That's not even about them. That's about
Yeah,
you, right?
right,
That's just
right,
trying to like take care of your own discomfort.
right.
I'm
Protecting
just going to
yourself,
keep doing this and I'm not even paying attention to that person. Doesn't matter. You don't
right?
matter. I don't see you. This is actually a me thing.
And it's so true. I had someone like 2 weeks ago that FaceTime me, and all they wanted to do was give to me,
Hmm.
and I was in a way of trying to give something in return. And I'm like, damn, like, just receive. This person is really
Because you
trying to.
know, like that person who wants to give, it feels good for them. Doesn't it feels good to give. So then when you keep giving and someone can't, meet you there, they're like, shit. Like you're taking that away from me,
Yeah.
you know?
So the question is, like, for someone in my shoes, in my situation, or just in general, what do you recommend just for people to be more aware or work on it, or how does a person get out of that? How do you shift the paradigm, and how do you reframe the thoughts that's attached to the wound or the trauma or whatever that
Yeah.
is?
Well, this doesn't directly answer that, but what comes up for me, which is, it's so funny. The people, I'm sure this is going to upset people saying this, but that's okay. The people with more anxious attachment are usually the ones that are going to seek out like relationship advice or read the relationship books, right? They're going to kind of do the work because their anxiety is kind of filling that, where the avoidant is more likely not to because they don't want to look at their stuff, right? So I think the person with the anxious attachment wound is already seeking out resources to help them, and that like expands your awareness. And I think it all starts with awareness. But I like what you're doing, and I think that's such good advice to experiment, right? Okay, so I'm going to receive these things and I'm just going to see what happens. How do I feel? Like what comes up in my body? Like that's such a beautiful exercise to just say, I'm going to experiment. I'm
And
going to be uncomfortable intentionally, you know?
and the beautiful thing about it is what happens is you'll realize what you don't know. Like I had this happen years ago, and my boy was like, "E, why don't you just ask me for something?" I was like, "Bro, I don't know how to ask. I don't." He's like, "What you mean?" It's like I don't. Or if
Mm-hmm.
I do, I'm asking in the wrong tone or the manner. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm never asking. I'm
Yeah.
always giving. So it's weird. And it's like, huh? What you mean? I don't know how to ask? You just asked. I was like, yeah, I know it sounds simple, but it's not simple for me.
You're like, I
But
intellectually get it, but
yeah,
like I can't embody it yet.
yeah. So I've
Yeah.
been really just taking part and just like taking note, like, okay, this person wants to give, or this person wants to be a part of experience with you.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of shutting down by saying no or saying I'm okay, maybe let that person help you, even if you can do what you're doing. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a reason there. You want me to get these other bags for you? Like, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. I got it. Like, no, let them do that because maybe it's something in them to feel like they're giving something in that moment because people need meaning. My
Mm-hmm.
grandmother told me a month ago, she was like, yeah, and just know I don't want to just sit around. I want to do things as well. I'm like, yeah, grandma, you do whatever you want. But the other stuff, I don't want you touching. I don't want you hurting stuff. But I still had to allow her to be a part of the experience instead of just like,
Yeah.
oh, don't worry about it. I got some people helping. And people want meaning. They want purpose. They want to matter. They want to help. They want to be a part, just like I do.
They want connection. I think
Yeah.
at like the
Human
bottom
need.
of all of it, right? Is just
Human
connection
connect.
and
Yeah.
that emotional intimacy. I think everyone craves that.
Yeah.
Like how could you not, right?
Yeah.
I
And
think that's like the meaning of everything, to have that deep connection.
connection. Yeah. And it's so
Yeah.
simple. It's like even pets. You see a dog at the park, just comes up and jumps on that connection.
Yeah.
Like pet me. Like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
this is why I think social media and like stuff like this is important because we all live our lives and we do certain things and we're on a also I meant to say in my previous discussion is that I've learned and I've known this before, it's kind of like the Eastern way of living, letting go, right? And letting
Mm-hmm.
things come to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I took like some steps back from putting so much energy out, putting so much intensity into getting things done and say, you know what? Let me just and I've known
Yeah.
this because this works for me for years. And when you just let go of attachment to anything, things just happen. And things
Oh
just
my
come.
gosh. It's like magic, right?
You're
It's
like,
insane.
like,
You sit back and you're just in awe,
yeah,
right?
like, okay, that works.
Yeah,
So
I'll receive that.
it's so important for us as individuals because we get so in our own way, and I'm so good at getting in my own way.
Hmm.
It's like, what are you doing? Like in our mind, we think we're
Yeah.
doing something productive,
Hmm.
but in all actuality, it's like not really, but maybe because when you sit back, you didn't have to do so much to get where you had to go.
Well, it's like when we're so in our head, though, we're super in survival mode, right? And when you're in survival mode, you can't really turn that off, right? If
Yeah,
it's like, especially when it's around money, like money is such a like baseline survival need, right? And so if you're in any way like not in a stable financial place, your nervous system and your world is just turning, You know, you're going to be so far out of alignment just because you were just hustling, you know? I know that place.
Yeah,
It's
trust me.
not a
I think
good
we
feel.
all do. Trust me, I've been there. But
Yeah.
I learned a valuable lesson probably like 5 years ago, and I had just got off one of my shows, and like my manager was telling me like I can't work, I can't do that job. You know, it was actually Uber. You can't do Uber no more because you're on TV, and I'm like, how do I make money? And in my mind, I'm literally freaking out. Like what?
Hmm.
So I sat still for probably a week, and my rent was due, and I was just like, I was anxious.
Yeah.
And like 3 days or 2 days before it was due, I got a call. I got directly booked for a commercial, and it paid my rent. And I was just ever since that day, I was just like, I'll just do the work for myself. I'll read my books. I'll meditate. I'll work out. I'll
You
learn,
had a
grow.
little more faith, huh?
Yeah, you had to have faith, and I think that's the key ingredient to all of this. Is really trusting the process and having faith that, like I was saying, the law of assumption is going to work out
Hmm.
regardless. And just getting people to get to that space, it's the challenge is because we live in such a tangible world, so we go off what we see and what's there versus what's not. And so it's like, how do you
Mm,
believe something that we don't see? It's like you just gotta feel it and know it, and then that knowing and that belief just it happens.
that's well put. I haven't heard it said that way. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so but I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just really wanted your perspective and feedback because you're constantly on your Instagram and putting out this great content. Everyone, you should follow her. She is
Thank you.
amazing information to change your situation. Because I'm like, damn, she hit him up on again a day. I'm like, I was triggered. It triggered me. You
Well,
know?
I can help you with the trigger.
Yeah, like, damn. And I also think, like, as adults and individuals, we have to start normalizing having crucial conversations.
Hmm.
Like, when things like this come up in a relationship or friendship or just in general, we should be able to sit down and talk about all of these things because no one's perfect, right? The people we look up to, the people superstars, like, everyone's dealing with some type of pain that we do not
Hmm.
know about.
Hmm.
But the gleam, the fame, all that makes you feel like, trust me, the people that's really got it, I'll say about 70% of them really going through more than the average person. It's because they're upkeep. They got to upkeep with their image, their career,
Hmm.
their
Hmm.
likeness. They have to keep up. When I say
Yeah.
keep up, they have to manage it. They have to maintain it. They have to, and it's not true for all of them, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
So I think we have to start realizing that. Serious, talking from my computer, okay. I think we all have to understand that everybody has feelings, emotions, and problems that we have no idea
Hmm.
about. And we got to just start talking to each other like it doesn't matter what status, how many followers, what this person looks like, who they're around. Sometimes just saying hello and say, man, I like your energy can change somebody's day. Instead of saying,
Yeah.
hey, can I get something? Instead of wanting something from someone, how about acknowledging them and telling them, thank you for your moment
Yeah.
on your page. You helped me today.
Well, I just love the people that are curious about people. You know, like I want to know you. I want to know your heart. What's
Yeah,
heavy on you right now? What's real
yeah.
right now? But most people, it's how are you? Good, good. How are you? Good.
And
You know?
it's interesting. The people who want to know, because this is me, I'm the curious one. How's your heart? How you feeling? I read something that said usually people who want to know about your astrology, numerology, is because they wanted people to know about them when they wanted people to ask them that when they were growing up. So
Hmm.
I'm so curious about people because I wanted people to be curious about me when I was a kid because no one talked to me or tried to figure me out. So this
Yeah.
is like, what's going on? How's your
Yeah.
day? How can I help you? You know?
Yeah. For me, it was like I felt so misunderstood. I had to go down this whole psychology world to figure out how to understand myself. So I didn't need anybody else to understand me, you know? But that's like, it was
Mm,
such a need. Like, I got to understand what all this is, what's going on, because I felt misunderstood
Hey, same here.
forever.
My entire life, I always felt like
Yes.
I didn't fit in, but I always tried to fit in. And when I tried to fit in, it just didn't work. So the moment I was like, you know what? I'll just stand out and be here. You feel lonely, like damn, like,
Hmm.
and
Well,
then
you feel lonely in both, right? When you're
yeah.
like not authentic and you're trying to fit in. That's not a
So
great feeling.
there's a book. I think her name is Pema, Pema. I think that's her name. The book is called "Being Comfortable with Uncertainty." She talks about
Mm.
being cool. There's a chapter in the book that talks about being cool with loneliness and
Hmm.
accepting it, and not really putting attachment to it and creating a story with it, right? And just saying, just enjoy it, like, just understand it, but don't overanalyze it. Just be
Yeah.
okay. Because what happens is, well, at least for me, when I get around people, I realize some people we don't click. Not because we don't like each other, just we in two different
Yeah.
places mentally.
Yeah.
So we don't have the same commonalities when it comes to life with things, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think when you try to be the other person and you try to fit in, you try to be a part of those experiences, eventually you even kick yourself out, or you, you hurt yourself because you're
Hmm.
trying to be something to hold space in a place when you're really not wanted. Not by
Yeah.
choice. It's just not meant for you to be in those circles.
Well, I think if you learn to be lonely, you transform your whole life, right? Because that
Yeah.
loneliness, it like evolves into solitude, and there's like solace there, you know? There's like you can drop in. It's not this bad place anymore, or this thing you avoid. It's like, oh, this actually feels great, like just to be in my own energy. But until you learn how to be lonely, you're chasing, right? Everything. And if you're chasing, you're not in alignment, right? So I think
Mm,
it just starts with like learn to be lonely. It's okay. Like
if
learn to be lonely.
you're not in alignment, that's
Yeah.
powerful. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way to put it. I mean, yeah, I just think these, like I said, these conversations we need to have them more, and everyone has to know that everyone is trying to figure it out.
No one's got it figured out.
No one has it
I
figured.
certainly don't.
Yeah, me neither. And it's a beautiful journey because you just continue to learn and understand. Even when you have the information,
Hmm.
and then the situation comes, it's hard to apply the information, especially if it's like, I know this information. Why can't because you're in it, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's why two is always better than one. You need someone outside of yourself, a friend, family member, a partner to kind of
Hmm.
help you, or therapist, unpack what's in the mind. Because most times we don't know how to process what we're going through.
Hmm.
So we start attaching it to a story that we created based on our perception of what
Hmm.
happened versus
Hmm.
what didn't happen.
Yeah.
So it's
Here's think on this for a second. Tell me what you think about this. That you actually can get to a place where you stop trying to figure it out. Like you don't need that anymore.
Yeah, trust me, I've been there. Whereas, like, I don't want to know why to that. I don't even want to. I tell people, don't tell me that. I don't want to know because it's like when you get information, you're responsible for it,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So it's like I don't know why this person feels this way. I don't care to know.
But I
Let's.
think like I also mean like because when we're trying to figure it out, we're like in our head, right? We're usually not in our body feeling anything. We're just spinning and playing out all these different scenarios that could possibly happen but don't happen, and looking how to put things in boxes so everything feels organized internally. You know, like I think when we get to a place where we're like really embodied and trusting in just kind of the flow, we're not really trying to figure it out. We just know like trust that sensation I feel in my body. Like I'll discern which way to go from just a feeling. You know, like I think when you drop more into your intuition, you don't need to figure it out anymore.
Yeah, and
It
then that's
shows up, you know?
and that's the thing. I've been using most of my life is intuition, gut feeling, because there's a saying that he or she who feels it knows it. But I
Mm-hmm.
also believe your spirit has the answers for you in the moment if you just listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like I know for sure, like if something comes up and I have to do, I know what I should do versus what I won't do. And that's not from my mind. It's just like, I'm not supposed to do that. or no, I'm
Yeah.
not supposed to be hanging out with that person. No, we're not supposed to be doing that. You know, it's like you just know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Like
just
I
the
knew when I saw you on here, I was supposed to hit your. I just never. I need to talk.
I was like, oh, this is happening. Okay.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't like it just was in the moment.
Yeah.
Just like I knew I was supposed to be on live today, talking about something of this caliber. Here I am.
Here you
So
are. You showed up.
showed up, baby. So it's just, I
Yeah.
think life sometimes can be scary for most people in that space because there's
Hmm.
no logic in that, right? There's no logic in that feeling. There's no
I'm
logic in
so glad you said that.
to,
It's
to
so
challenge.
true.
There's no practicality in how do you know? How do you know? It's like I just know. But
Yeah.
how? People want to know the how. It's like there's no how.
It's
I
just
just
a
know.
why. It's just a
Yeah.
why.
I just know what I'm supposed to do, and I'm sorry I
Yeah.
can't explain to you why I'm supposed to do it. I just know, and once I will do it, I'll tell you why afterwards.
Just give me some time to figure that part out.
Like I'll get a download to do something just to see something else. Like you have to do this to do that, but in the moment, I'm like, why am I calling this person right now? I'm like, oh hey, what's going on? And then they'll say something, and I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, that's what I'm
That's
supposed to
why.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that's all I needed. Boom,
It's
something good.
wild. But
Yeah.
the like bringing it back to trauma, like that's what gets in the way, right? Of being able to feel that and follow your intuition. So it's, people have to heal their trauma to be able to connect to that deeper level with themselves and find that flow.
Yeah, that flow. Because, like you said, when we stop trying to figure it out, because the real answer is already figured out.
Hmm. Mm, it is. Yeah.
It's like you don't. It's already figured out. But what you mean? Like nothing is happening. It's like perfect. Everything is happening.
Perfect.
When nothing's happening,
Yeah.
everything is happening. It's like, but how? It's like you have to wait and see. We don't have patience. That's my problem sometimes. Like, yeah,
Ooh.
I want it now.
Yeah. That like urgency, right? It's just you got to slow down. Yeah, it's hard.
It is.
I get really baited by urgency because I'll get an idea and it's like, okay, this has to happen now. Like I gotta force this to happen now, and then all of a sudden I'm like very in my masculine energy
Yeah.
and just pushing and forcing and then hitting all this resistance and then it spirals from there until I realize, oh, let's slow down.
Slow. You know, the interesting thing about life is that anytime we do anything slow, it's the best. We
Hmm.
eat slow,
Hmm.
exercise slow. Like when you're going like this, and you're not really getting that much pump out of your arms, you take your time. You know, when you're intimate, like anything when you're taking your time is usually the best because
Hmm.
you're really embodying it all and you're not trying to. What's that book? The Elimination of Hurry. We always want to hurry to get something done or we want to rush.
Hmm. Hmm. Why do you think that is?
What? The
Why we hurry and rush and force?
Because we live in a society of
Mm.
time and age, numbers, right? And so that puts much pressure, even on me, that I have to get something done or else. But we don't know
Hmm.
what that or else is.
Hmm.
Someone
Hmm.
said something the other day. He said, "You can fail 1,000 times, but one time your whole life can change."
Mm.
So I remember getting an opportunity, and once I got the opportunity, and it changed my life, because I used to regret a lot of my biggest fear at one point was I wouldn't live up to my potential, and it scared me.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then I got this opportunity, and I look back at all my failures and all. I'm like, I don't regret anything.
Hmm.
But I was so in my head, right? Like one opportunity can change your entire life, and it goes back to the faith. You gotta have faith, and you
Yeah.
also gotta be trying to do the right work, and that's outside of your work, your job, and that's
Hmm.
working on yourself and understanding, like you said, the psychology of you. Like, who
Hmm.
am I? Why am I this way? What is the
Hmm.
DNA of my family like? Was my mom stressed out? Was she anxious when she was having me? Like I found out like when I was like 26, 27 that I was premature. You know,
Wow.
I had a twin that didn't make it. I came a month early. The doctor told my mom wasn't gonna make it. I'm like, so that shifted my whole paradigm,
Wow.
my existence, why I'm here.
That's big.
And so my mom would say, I feel like your twin is why your energy is like that, it lives inside of you.
Mm.
So, man, like, you know, like,
You feel that.
and yeah, and
Yeah.
it calms you down. It's like, oh, because according to the doctors, I'm not supposed to be here,
Mm.
you know? And then I go dive deeper into astrology. I think it was like something in the third house, Scorpio, and people who were born in this placement. It says usually the child or the mom is fighting for life or death when they come into the world. And I was like, damn, that was me.
That gave me chills.
Yeah.
Oof.
Like when I tell people like I understand my purpose and I know why I'm here, they're like, but how? I was like, I can't really explain to you. I just know what I'm here to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I want to do at
Mm-hmm.
the best way possible. So
Yeah.
sometimes I can get in the way of that, right? Because I just want to do so much. But I've learned like you get much done by not doing anything, by just letting things be, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
allowing the things to come to you and process it instead of like, because I'm a generator. I don't know if you know about human design.
Mm-hmm. I'm a
So,
manifesting generator.
yeah, so I'm a
Yeah.
generator 6, so I'm the martyr, right? I'm the role model. So I have to go through trial and error to see what works and what doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
always like,
That doesn't work.
yeah, you know, so I have to literally go through these roles and model myself to let people know, like, nope, yep. So I'm always want to generate, right? I always want to
Yeah.
do. I'm a doer. I want to get it done. Let's go. And it's like sometimes don't do anything.
Yeah. I think I got the manifesting piece in mind, so it helps.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. What is a manifesting generator?
it's similar to yours, but I think there's a more like the word that comes to me is quiet. Like there's a little bit more of that introversion and settling in and figuring it out internally first in that, and then kind of projecting that out.
Yeah, because I'm like I don't care about failing. Let's go. Hey,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That makes
so
sense.
yeah, there's another I guess IQ or personality test. It's called DISC formula.
I
I don't know.
haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, so you
Mm-mm.
got like this DISC. D is dominant. I is influence. I think S is like sophisticated, and I think C is consciousness. So I'm like a D, a high D. So high Ds are people who are dominant, decisive, and determined. So it's like we wanna like let's
That's a
go.
lot of go
Yeah,
energy.
like we want to get it done. Like, cause for
Yeah.
me, I feel like I can talk all day, but if I don't get anything done, like, what are we talking for? That's my intentions. Like, okay, what have you done? So sometimes it's like too much. Like, bro, calm it down. You
Mm-hmm.
too much right now.
Mm-hmm.
But in my mind, I'm like, we need to get stuff done. But sometimes
Yeah.
they are getting done, just maybe not in the way I would think they should be. You know, so it's just that's why I think it's important for people to take these personalities tests and numerology and
Yeah.
go deep dive on
What
everything.
I think about that of like just going energy right and not feeling productive in the resting. I know you're like into have a fitness background as well, right? So it's like at the gym, right? You do all these crazy workouts, but actually the growth and the fitness piece come when you're resting, right? So it's the same. I think it's the same way.
Yeah, and the thing is like this energy I tap back into because I wanted to start a new path in my business. Where before I was just always just laying back, and that's how things were just coming. And I think I got back in my way. I thought I had to bring that energy, like, oh no,
Yeah.
oh, scale back. So it's the duality of just yin and yang, and trusting and having faith, and it's fun. Like life is fun when you're kind of like I laugh at it like bro. I'm like look at you man. Like yeah, just stop. Would you just relax? Like God damn brother, what do you want? Okay, if you don't get it right now, you'll get it tomorrow. Okay, if you don't get it tomorrow, you get it next week. What's the difference? Let me go back to that time.
Sounds like you have a pretty solid inner dialogue that you can
Oh
laugh
yeah,
at yourself and
I'm like the coach, the son, and the father. What are you doing? You're messing up. Relax. It's not that serious. Okay. Hey, man, you've been lazy now. I think you need to. So it's if
So there's
my
like a committee.
yeah, there's a committee going on over here. I got like put them all in their place, compartment like So it's when you're in tune and you're like you're aware of your thoughts. Like,
Mhm.
what are you thinking that right now?
There's a lot of thoughts. You're
Yeah.
like, wow, my brain is never quiet.
Yes. Yes. So
Yeah.
it's it's just funny when you get to know yourself. You just laugh like you're a fool. I can't wait to have some kids because I'm gonna just laugh like it's all right. Don't. Yeah, but I hurt my. Like as people can be so dramatic. So it's but yeah, I love it. I love learning.
Me too. Me too. Well, this has been awesome. So great to chat.
Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks
No
for
problem.
value. Thanks for giving clarity and all the goodness of yourself and everything you've been through and your vulnerability. I think that was beautiful because I didn't know you went through the same thing or felt the same way I felt. And maybe that's why we do what we do. But it's the truth. Like I'm not gonna sit in here like, yeah, I'm good. Like, no, man, I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I get it. I
You know.
totally get it. Yeah.
But thank you. I
You're
appreciate you,
so welcome.
Erica. You have a beautiful night. Be safe.
You
And
do the same.
I'll see you on Instagram, sharing your, you know.
See you around there.
All right. Well, have a good one. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Bye. Pride makes you uncomfortable with asking for help. You don't want to inconvenience anyone. All that is true. Yeah, we were talking about the challenges we have with receiving, right? Like I have a challenge sometimes receiving things from people. Like I'm great at giving things, but when it comes to receive, I can kind of be shy. Like, yeah, So just that duality and that balance of letting someone give as much as you give, so people can feel congruent to your life and you're not feeling like you're over giving something. So hopefully that makes sense. Choco Drop, what up, baby? What's going on? What's going on? Tell me something. Yeah. What's the latest and greatest? That's my theme word this year, praise God. What's your theme word? I'm great. Great. Anybody got any questions? The law of assumption, knowing versus believing. And we talked about receiving. Yep. Yeah, the power of letting go and letting things be as they are. Brown sugar, baby. Candy girl, what's up, baby? How y'all been? What's on? Now, the boy gotta eat. I got a new look? What's my new look? It's been the same look. I didn't know I had a new look. I appreciate the compliment. What did I look like before? Same look. Maybe it's been that long. It's been that long since you've been on here? I want some brown sugar, babe. Yeah, the hair's been like this. Yeah, it's been going strong, baby. Little dreadlocks, little lock. Yeah. I think we gotta normalize having real conversations, real discussions about real things in real life in real time. What else is going on? Just gave you a DM. Carmen Moore just sent you a link. What's the best advice someone has given you? I've got so much advice. I think I can't say one of many, but I think back in 2017, my mentor of mine said, "You know what, bud? You just need to have one day you don't do anything. You do nothing." And I was like, "Huh?" Like, yeah, just sit still, don't do anything, like don't do nothing. And I actually did that, and I was like, actually felt good, and yeah. So I know it sounds odd, but try that. One day, don't do anything. Don't don't be on email. Don't do no work. Just walk around, watch your favorite TV show, have some fun, but don't do anything. Don't have no intentions to get anything done. Basically, just be. And I did that. I was just offered a job that I really wanted. That's my testimony. Congratulations. What's the biggest misconception about me? I don't really know. I don't really know if there is a misconception about me at this point. I've been so raw and authentic throughout. I wouldn't know because then that means I'm projecting what I think the misconception is. What's the one thing you're grateful for today? Waking up. Um, Waking up is one. What any blessings happened to you today? Uh, Being able to work out, man. I think working out is really like therapy for me, and that felt good. We need those days. Yes, a day when you don't do anything. I think is important. Big love. So, yeah. Nobody, baby. You just have a day you don't do anything. You just sit back, you know. If you have a day you just look at your partner. Like, hey, hi, hi. Just look at him. Don't say anything. Just be like, you can't laugh. That'd be dope. What I'm about to eat, probably get some salmon, some veggies, something light. I feel good. So good. Stacy Monique. What up, girl? Why is my computer going off? But that's it, guys. That's all I got. Anybody got any more questions? Anything else you want to talk about? Oh, Sherry, what are you talking about? I'm not even bothering you. I'm over here. All right, well, look, let me get off. Let me get off. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Healthy, wealthy, vibrant, taking care of humanity with education and digital products and speaking engagement and TV shows and movies and talk shows and anything that's going to stimulate the universe in a positive, effective way. What made me grow my hair out? Um, just it was time. I had an audition for an AT&T commercial and I booked it. And I realized prior to booking when I had a haircut, I just looked too clean. Like, let me see. Like when I had my hair cut like this, like it's cool, right? It looks decent. But I feel like when I was going on auditions, I wasn't relatable. It's like, God, this guy's got a clean cut and look. Like, you can't put him in there as a basketball player. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna turn some music on tonight, baby. Don't worry about it. Uh, Skincare routine. Man, I wash my face early in the morning. I steam my face. I get facials. I actually got a facial next week. Can't wait. Cleansing product, moisturizer product. I also put on some sunscreen at times. I'm just really consistent, right? I drink a lot of water. That helps. I try my best to get rest. So just the little things. My core values. Uh, One of my core values is just growing, right? Like growth. I'm all about growing. Um, Being authentic, right? Um, Being forgiving and unconditional support. I think it's important. Thank you, Miss Brown. Brown sugar. Guilty pleasure, banana pudding. Uh, Gummy bears. How do you express your creativity? This is me expressing it right now on IG Live. Quotes, words, dancing, um, eating. You got to get your head on your shoulders, and you got a great head on your shoulders, and you're very rated. Man, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. It's not always the best of times, me being me, but I do my best. Can your Baltimore accent be a core value? I guess. What do people say at your high school reunions? I haven't been to a high school reunion. That's what's funny. I haven't been home. I mean, I've been home, but yeah, questions are coming in. What's one thing you're bougie about? My skin, uh, my space, uh, my energy. And, bougie about that. I don't like when people touch my face. People just put their hand on my face. I don't like that. What's my biggest fear? I listened to Jay Shetty podcast today on fear. Loaded, so good. I think years ago my biggest fear was not living up to my potential. Um, Now I don't really have like a big fear. I mean, I have normal fear, like, oh, I'm fear if this happens, but it's nothing like, oh my God, like I don't have I don't have no like stressful fears in this moment that I can think of that's scaring the hell out of me. But I think a long time ago was like not living up to potential. I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of heights. Couldn't swim. I learned how to swim for the first time last year, so deep water was a fear. The questions coming in when you're trying to eat. Yeah. I see that. What can you do when you keep attracting the same type of people? Do you have braces or are you just naturally blessed with nice teeth? No, but I have Invisalign. So I use my Invisalign probably 8 hours out of the day. I go to sleep with them and throughout the day. Um, when you're attracting the same people, you got to change your outlook, right? You change your perspective on life and people, because wherever the people you're attracting, you have a certain narrative that you're putting out in the universe. If I say women ain't this, right? So then I'm gonna always get that, right? What if I say women are beautiful, they're strong, they're caretakers, they love us, they love me, blah, 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 whatever. I might get more of that. But so you got to focus on what you're thinking, what you're saying, and the story you're creating in your mind. Top 5 ab workouts. I don't really have ab workouts. I think cardio is important. Crunches, ab roller, sit-ups, of course, planks, but just try to work out a lot, run, jump rope, all that stuff. There you go. Yeah, I'm starving like Marv. Starving like Marv. 85 years old, this is my last question. I'm going to go. At 85 years old, what would you like your life narrative to be? Did I help the world evolve and heal? I stood for something that was meaningful to me. Love is everything. Compassion is even better. But I know I will help people get to a peaceful place in life. I'm a big believer of life being about your perception. What one see as rejection, I see as God protection. Amen, 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 amen. Sonny, what up? Sonny, shouts out to Sonny from Breakthrough Apps. I got books, baby. She said you should write books. I got 2 books. You got to get them. Click the link in the bio. I got books. Don't worry about it. See that? 100 Days of Wisdom. Live a more inspired life. These are quotes, 100 quotes, 100 Days of Wisdom. Then I got a workbook. Transformation. Change your mindset, change your energy, change your life. Right? It's a workbook. 28 days, reclaim your power. So I got books. Click the link in the bio, you get all the information. But Sonny is part of Breakthrough Apps, and we're developing an app that I will be bringing to the forefront sooner than later. Okay, Laura, I like you. Did you get me? Can you write me a review on Amazon? I appreciate it. Yeah, tell your students about it. I think my next goal is to get a lot of these books in schools. Whether it's high school or college. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go. I appreciate you. I love y'all. Love yourself. Be great. It's miracle season. I'm gonna save this live, really good info and insights on here, and that's all. That's all, folks.